Have you gone through a sales slump before, or are you currently in a sales slump? This means sales are not where they used to be. They've tanked really low. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to come out of a sales slump. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the 3 things we normally tell our clients whenever we find them in a sales slump. Every client I meet in a sales slump, it's the same thing I tell them. And this is what they use to come out of it. And I'm going to share that with you at the end of this video. So please stay to the end of the video so you can get to that particular aspect of the video. But I want you to first of all understand that, you see, a sales slump is not your fault. Sometimes it could be due to economic issues. Sometimes it could be due to just the cycles of life. However, there are things you can do to prevent them. For example, planning. My video will not be on planning today. For example, planning and some particular steps you can take to come out of it. My name is Iyore. I've trained over 25,000 salespeople across 5 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales, and I've been featured on lots of media platforms to talk about successful selling. I work on an organization where I was going to target to sell to 20 high net worth individuals, and I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. I also participated in a sales competition where I won, and I was sent for the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I moved to another organization where I was able to double my portfolio by over 100% in just 11 months. I'm CEO of Ultravantage, and our specialty is in Salesforce management. This means work with the CEOs, work with the team leads to help them optimize their sales results, working with their teams as well, and help them get results in record time. So ladies and gentlemen, I've been through many sales slumps in my life, especially in my sales career. There were times when things really went down and I had to find a way to come out of it. Now, there are several things that helped me. My faith, a lot of times, helps me. I also came through some material, some books, some resources, books talking about there's a book by Ken Blanchard where he talks about the peaks and the troughs, something like that, right? Where he talked about how you manage the downtimes to determine how fast you can come to the up times. Just explaining that sometimes there are cycles in these things. Now, with proper planning and execution, sometimes you can have upward and forward only in all these things. Now, if you find yourself in a sales slump, this is what you're going to do to come out of it immediately. The first thing you need to check is your way of thinking. Most times, the reason for the slump is a mindset issue. You need to understand that your mindset is a fixed mental attitude that determines how you interpret what happens to you. It's a fixed mental attitude. There's a tendency for let's even look at it this way. First of all, what even has influenced the mindset? Whatever mindset you have right now, what has influenced it? Information, environment, strong emotional situations that have come to trigger you, go a long way to affect your mindset. So when all these things I've mentioned to you right now, it means that your mindset, is a possibility that your mindset can always be changed. There's a reason why you must practice mental exercises every day to steer you in the direction of the right mindset. Because the environment is constantly giving you new information. The news is constantly giving you new information. You're constantly going through, everybody at some point will go through some strong emotional experiences. Maybe the loss of a loved one. Maybe a betrayal. All these things can go a long way to affect your mind and actually crush your thinking. But you have to practice things that will keep your mindset at the top from time to time, daily. Things you must do daily. And that's why I'm emphasizing on mindset first. Now, there are 5 mindsets you need to have to make sure you come out of a sales slump. I'm going to walk you through now. Knowing that if you find yourself in a slump right now, these mindsets, you want to install them. If this has been your mindset in the past, you're in a slump because of your thinking. You want to reinstall. A lot of times when we tweak our thinking and change how we think, everything changes. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So who you are, how you're performing now will be your way of, is as a result of your thinking. So whenever you find yourself in any trouble, sales trouble especially, please just check your thinking. Many years ago in Standard Chartered, I had just come out of my previous organization, busting sales targets, exceeding sales targets. I moved into this new company, and all of a sudden, it's like it's a struggle. It was a big struggle. Sales were not just coming in. Now, I had read about NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Neuro-Linguistic Programming talks about a concept called reverse engineering. This means you want to look at your final outcome, how you got it, then reverse engineer back to how you got it. Look at your final outcome, then you want to reverse engineer backwards to see how did I even get here. And I realized that every time I exceeded sales targets, one of these mindsets came to me. whether it was from people who I spoke to, whether colleagues at work, friends, somehow, one of these mindsets came to me. And it came to me through words. Someone just said it to me and I took it. And I started to think about it. And from there, results started to come in. When I was a Standard Chartered, I remember I was struggling. Something just coming in. And I just said, you know what, let me reverse engineer. And I remember thinking, I put myself in that frame of mind, that way of thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, sales started to come in. Sales started to come in. Because sometimes you do everything you need to do, but it doesn't looks like things are not responding the way they should respond. So number one, the first message you must have, your product is valuable enough. Your product is valuable enough. You're not at the mercy of prospects because someone out there needs your products. So you see, you should never find yourself at the mercy of your prospects. You should never find yourself in a place where you feel, I need to make sales at all costs. I need to urgently. Desperation. Never find yourself in desperation. Never find yourself in discouragement. God cannot help a discouraged person. And that's why if you look at it in the Bible, every time God always said, be strong and very courageous. Be strong and very courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be dismayed. Why? Because he knows that with discouragement, there is no hope. And without hope, there is no light. And when there is no light, there is only darkness. And when there is darkness, there is only slump and failure. So you're not at the mercy of prospects. The prospect needs your product more than you need his money. You can always get another money from another prospect, but he cannot always get your solution from another person. Because no matter how you think your solution is similar to your competitors, if you look at it closely, your solution is still unique. We do not sell our similarities. We sell our differences. So you have a difference in what you're offering. Number two, you can exceed any targets set for you. You can exceed any targets. Somebody says, but what do you mean by you can exceed any target? Any target? Question, in your company now, the target that has been handed over to you, no matter how big you think it is, it can be achieved. The issue is, can you plan it on paper? Any target you can strategize on paper to achieve. You can achieve it on reality. You can achieve it in reality. When generals go to war, why do they plan? They plan on paper, in their boardroom, in their battle room, in the war room. They plan there, and they go out and execute. Because the plan on paper, the blueprints, will almost be the same like what would be on the field. Like look at the architects when they map out their plan for a building, the blueprints. It will end up being the same like it is physically. So don't underestimate the power of planning and strategizing how you want to meet the targets. When you strategize, it can be met. Number three, one client can help you meet your sales targets. One client. Your job is to find that client. Now, if you are not aware, if you don't raise your awareness, I listened to an audio program many years ago, how to turn your annual income into your monthly income. And the speaker says, the first thing is you raise your awareness that it's actually possible. You raise your consciousness that it's actually possible to turn your annual income to your monthly income. So in the same way, I'm telling you now, raise your awareness that it is possible to find one client that can help you meet your sales targets. I heard of a particular developer who built a long stretch of houses and he sold it to one person. One person. So one client can help you meet your sales target. One of my colleagues at the office, she had just resigned. She brings over this client to me and she says, Iyore, I want you to manage this client for me. I said, okay, no problem. My first meeting with this man, he wasn't nice to me at all. He wasn't nice to me at all. See, opportunities sometimes don't come, and when you see them, you recognize the opportunities. Sometimes opportunities come in work. They come in oppositions. They come in a crisis. They come in a slump. So if you find yourself in a crisis or in a slump now, this may just be a big opportunity. This man walks up to me and he starts to say nasty things and talk in derogatory way to me. I could tell that he preferred working with ladies than working with men. But, someone says good customer service is good home training. So I've just been taught naturally from home to obey your elders, be respectful. So I just thought, okay, no problem, sir. Yes, sir. Just being very respectful, doing the work, the minimum I needed to do, just make sure I'll do my work. One day he comes to me and he says, Iyore, we're expecting some funds from Lebanon. The funds have not come in yet. I keep checking the accounts, keep checking. He says, hey, Iyore, have you not seen the money? I said, no, sir. He calls me 2 or 3 times in the morning. I confirm the funds have not come in. He sends his brother to come to meet me in the office. His brother comes 2 or 3 times, and I said, sir, the funds are not here yet. But when, at a point, for the last time when the brother came in that afternoon, I noticed the efforts these guys had put in, and I felt compassionate about them, and I said, no, this is not fair. Let me even go the extra mile and check. I started checking. I started chatting people in our head office. I spoke to this customer service manager. I said, see, these guys are expecting some funds, but it's been taking a while. Nothing was coming forth. So when he came in the afternoon, he was about leaving. I said, okay, sir, let me just walk you downstairs to just check with the customer service again. He saw the way I was really talking to the customer service manager. He saw the effort I was putting in. He said, Iyore, don't worry, let me go. I'll try and get his funds to another bank. I said, Festus, this man is about to leave. This was that CSM then. Customer service manager. This man is about to leave. What are we going to do about this? Festus said, hold on. Sir, it's done. That's all I remember him doing. I said, sir, he said it's done. Iyore, thank you so much. Thank you. He walked out. By the next morning, I get to the office. The phones are ringing. I said, what's going on? I picked up the phone. He said, some money came into the bank yesterday. Now, there's a difference between money coming into the branch, money coming into the region, then money coming into the bank. This means the portfolio of the bank moved. How much came in? Millions of dollars came in into my portfolio that day, by the next day. Now, how come this happened? One client can meet your sales target, help meet your sales targets for the entire year. When that happened, I exceeded my target for the entire year from one client. And it can happen to you too. Be aware, expect it. Sometimes the people who can give you the most business, may not look that way. Their packaging may not be top notch. See, the person who must be concerned about packaging is the salesperson. The prospect doesn't have to be concerned about packaging. So if you package properly as a salesperson, you have done your work. But the prospect is not obligated to package. Number 4, you are likable and you can build rapport with anyone. You are likable. There is only one person that cannot be liked, and it's Satan. He can't be liked. The devil cannot be liked. But every other person can be liked. There is something likable about you. It doesn't matter what people have said about you. If they say you have a bad character, it doesn't matter. You are likable. Therefore, you can build rapport with anybody. Rapport means finding common ground. You can find similar interests, similar beliefs, and similar backgrounds with anyone. You can find it. And that will go a long way to help you. Because you see, people do business with you if they know you, they like you, and if they trust you. So this means if they know you, fantastic. If they like you, better. If they trust you, you will get the business. So you can build the know and like factor by building rapport. Just understanding that I can build rapport with anybody. If I meet any human on earth today, I can find something we have based on similar interests, based on similar beliefs or values, based on similar background. We will find something and we can make that connection. This will then help us make the sale possible. Then finally, number 5, every effort you put in to engage your prospects and communicate value is not wasted. It is not wasted, but it's profitable. In all labor, there is profits. In all labor, not some, all labor. Every effort you put in to go out for meetings, to engage prospects, to communicate value, there is profits. But there will be no profits if you're not doing anything. There will be no profits if you're in a sales slump and you're discouraged and you're wondering, how did you get yourself into these things? You're asking too many questions to yourself. Ask questions to the prospects. Don't ask yourself too many questions about why you are here. Rather, get to work. Get to work. Get to work. Because in all labor, there's profits. So this means if I engaged 10 people today is Monday, I go out today, I engage 10 prospects, and all of them say, I'm not interested, I'll get back to you, I'll think about it. Have I wasted my time? No. In all labor, there is profits. It's not every hit that cracks the rock. But when you continue hitting that rock, eventually, the rock would crack. It is not the final hits that cracked the rock. It was all the hits before then that did something in the rock that made it possible for the final hits to crack the rock. What am I telling you? Every effort you put in, even if you don't see the results immediately, something is going on the ground. Something is making it easier for the next action to give you the right results. It's like going to the gym. Every weight you lift, it does something to your muscles. You may not see the results today, but in 6 months' time, in a year's time, when you look at the mirror, you'll be a totally different person. Does it mean those weights you were lifting a year before was wasted? No. So I'm telling you now that in a sales slump, keep working, keep selling with this right mindset. And these things I've shared with you now, you need to watch this video again and say these things to yourself. Remind yourself about these things. Self-talk personally has helped me in sales. Self-talk. Selling my abilities to myself. Telling myself, see, I can do this thing. I'm going to meet these targets. Every target can be met. Saying these things to yourself. Instead of worrying and thinking, where will the next prospect come from? Say these things to yourself and get to work. Now, there are two things that make this very difficult. There are two things that make you come out, that keep you longer in a sales slump. Two things that keep you longer. Number one, discouragement. And I've told you, don't be discouraged. Have hope. Saying these things to yourself, going through these programs again will give you hope. Number two, distractions. Distractions. Not focused on the things you need to do. And this takes me to the final part. 3 things you need to do to come out of a sales slump. 3 things we always tell our clients. Number one, the right mindsets. And I've shown you that. Some of the mindsets you need to have today. Number 2, the right selling skills. Upgrade your selling skills. How do you sell? Do you sell the right way? If you don't see, sometimes people say things like, Iyore, we need more leads. If we get quality leads, we will close. True. But how are you sure that the people that are already coming and how are you sure the people are already coming are not quality leads? They could be quality leads, but you just don't know how to close them. So question, do you know how to close? Be absolutely honest with yourself. Do you know how to determine financial capacity? Do you know how to determine urgency? Do you know how to determine the decision-making process of the prospects? At the end of this video, I'm going to drop a link here, right? I'm going to drop a video here on how to determine financial capacity or how to qualify prospects effectively. That will go a long way to help your selling skills. So you don't keep missing opportunities and missing them. Then finally, the right work ethics. The right mindsets, number 1. Number 2, the right selling skills. Number 3, the right work ethics. What is work in sales? These are keys to meeting sales targets. These are keys to coming out of a sales slump. What is work in sales? Work in sales is not sending emails at the office. It's not making phone calls. Work in sales is meetings. Going for meetings. The more you have face-to-face meetings with prospects, people who can do business with you, the higher your chances of meeting any sales targets. So constantly think, how many meetings am I going for? See, success has numbers. There are what we call the numbers of success. How many meetings do you need to go for before you have your sale? Do the numbers. What's your average before now? How many meetings have you had in the past before you closed? If before you closed, you had 50 meetings, you better be prepared to go for another set of 50 meetings. The beautiful thing is that the more meetings you go for, the more you practice sales concepts, over time, the shorter the meetings you need to have to close sales. If you started by having 50 meetings, you close one. Next sale, 50, you close another one. Next sale, 50, you close another one. Before long, you have maybe 40 to close another one. Before long, 20 to close another one. Before long, 10 meetings to close another one. The point is, the path to smart work is hard work. If you don't start by putting in the efforts to go for enough meetings, you will never know what it takes to be able to meet a prospect for the first time and close immediately. You wouldn't know how to get there. It's not enough to listen to programs like this. You must get on the field and do the work. So if you practice these 3 things I've shown you right now, the right mindset, right selling skills, the right work ethics, you'll be able to get yourself out of any sales slump and be able to get the right results in record time. If you have any questions as regards to what I've spoken about, please comment below. I also like to hear from you. Which of these parts got your attention the most? Please comment below. If there's any video you'd like me to talk about or create content around, I'd like to also hear from you as well. Thanks so much for watching. Please like. The more you like, the more people get to know about these videos. Please share with others who you know need to watch this. If you haven't watched this video, like I said, I'm going to put a video here for you. Please watch. It will be a great blessing to you. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe here as well. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.